We call our team Mid-America's team.
Running play coming to Garrett on a trap. Touchdown!
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
Chiefs are the world champions.
Greatest day in the history of Kansas City.
And the Chiefs are running roughshod over the Buffalo Bills. The Chiefs are going to Houston.
Pete Stoyanovich for president. The human joystick's going to do it again. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Going left, touchdown! Kansas City! And the Chiefs put the hammer down.
Well, my name is Rosie, called Rosie, and I've been a season ticket holder since the first game in the old stadium. Oh yes, I went to the first game.
Dawson at quarterback gets the snap. He makes the run to Mike Garrett.
Well, I don't think there are very many people out there who've had season tickets since the first game that the Chiefs were in Kansas City. When she lived in Washington, D.C., that a group of friends there had tickets to the Redskins. And so when she moved to Kansas City in 1947 and there was no team here, she was really disappointed. And so as soon as there was a team here in Kansas City, she bought season tickets to the Chiefs, and she's been coming ever since. And she hasn't missed many games.
Oh, I've gone through all of it.
We're not out of the storm yet. There's a lot of storm ahead of it.
Do you remember the flood we had that night? The pictures of the water coming down the steps.
Stopped here. The fans are trying to tread water too.
I was there.
She would go in the cold, cold weather and brave the winds of Arrowhead Stadium to watch the Chiefs play in the wintertime.
Coldest game in Chiefs history.
I've been through rain and snow because I love it.
The Kansas City Chiefs have got a new song.
Tulsa Rock Band has produced a new fight song for the Kansas City Chiefs.
The song Chop It Up, written by Morgan Ganem and his band Sounds.
23-year-old Tulsa rocker Morgan Ganem.
Sand Springs Kid has kicked up a tune.
The song that's going to turn it all around. Morgan Ganem is about to take off.
I'm Morgan Ganem, and I wrote Chop It Up for the Kansas City Chiefs. Basically, I've been in music my whole life. I grew up in it because of my father. When I was a kid, I liked to go to his shows, and it was just an awesome feeling to be in front of a crowd and being creative, and just all those different aspects kind of are what draw me into being a musician.
Kansas City! I want to see you on your feet. Let me hear it loud and proud. From the top.
I was probably 12 or 13. I can still see it. It had a picture of a bearded man's face on it, and it had fallen over and hit me on the eye. By the next day, the eye had turned red. At some point, I had lost vision in the left eye. And after it did that to my right eye, eventually there wasn't anything the doctors could do. You know, by the time I was 18, I was completely blind.
My name is Joshua Griffith. I am 31 and completely blind. I've followed the Kansas City Chiefs for as long as I can remember. I grew up watching the Chiefs with my father when I was still sighted. I am grateful for the voices of the Chiefs radio network that for one day a week, those short 3 hours, helped me find something to enjoy in life.
I had not only lost my sight, I had lost my entire way of life. I lost my beliefs. I can't sit around here all day and do nothing. It's not me, it's not who I want to be, and it's not what I want to do. It's kind of scary, it really is. But I got to a point where I needed something more in my life. I remember being a Chiefs fan for about as long as I can remember. There's just something about the Chiefs I've always liked. For me, it holds memories. I remember when Joe Montana got signed. They were playing the Steelers. It was like 4th down and goal.
4th and goal to go. Not a more important play has been performed by the Chiefs than what is coming up right now.
That moment, when it's 4th down and goal, it's basically a do-or-die situation for the Chiefs.
Back to pass Montana.
And somehow,
cocks his arm.
Joe Montana pulled it out.
Throws in the end zone. Touchdown! He's done it!
Overtime!
Joe Montana has done it again!
But I remember that, you know, because it was early 90s, I started listening to the radio.
You're listening to exclusive coverage on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
I think when you're sighted, you're distracted by what you can see, but when you can't see, your attention focuses now on things you're hearing. One thing that I've always enjoyed about listening to the Chiefs on the radio is the enthusiasm.
Suckup continues to roll the dice.
To sound enthusiastic about the game, to make it fun.
And the Chiefs put the hammer down.
To bring it home to a person, to get them excited about it, that's got to take a lot of energy. When he does his announcements, his play-by-play action, it kind of drags you into the game with him. You don't see the same things that he sees, but he makes you see it in your head.
McCluster trying to get to the left side and does. 2 blocks. He's at the 30. McCluster can go. 45-40. They nail the punter. 94-yard punt return. 40-yard line trying to run away. Olympic sprinter spree. The sweet nectar of the end zone.